Hey guys, so today's topic is going to be a little bit hard to understand and talk about, but it's a really important one. So, love. What is love when you reach a non-dual or move beyond the ego? What is love beyond the ego, beyond the sense of self, loving one another? This is quite counterintuitive because as I described duality as a tree and together at the trunk and then splitting into two or many, we exist as separate people. That illusion exists so that we can love one another, because otherwise we're just God, and God created us so that we could have all of this stuff, all of this crazy shit going on, and have excitement and have love. And it's like colors. They don't actually exist. Colors are all part of a rainbow, which is just a small selection of the colors that exist. It's actually a wheel. And so you can't really say when one color ends and one begins. The shades, the combinations of colors that you can have are completely infinite. And in the same way, that's what makes life colorful, that we have all of these things that we can differentiate between people. And this is why love is so tricky to get a hold on. And when you get into non-duality, it's easy to trip and it's easy to stumble. And it's easy to get really confused. And I think this is why there's so many instances of abuse and of polygamy not working out and free love, and I feel like everybody's not really clear on this. And so different gurus have different opinions about marriage. Marriage is, in some religions, marriage is sacred. Marriage is an institution. And other gurus will tell you that it's awful, that you can't have, that marriage can never work, that I listened to an Osho, recording where he said that marriage between two people, you're never thinking of each other. You can never maintain that amount of love for each other. And so you're always going to fall short. But that is actually our spiritual practice too, that we're always falling short. When you sit down to meditate, you don't expect of yourself to have a completely clear mind and have this beautiful godlike state of connection. You expect monkey mind to come up. In fact, if monkey mind doesn't come up, you're not actually doing the work. You're not getting anywhere. It's having that come up and realizing that you've gotten away from something that you want, that you've gotten away from your true nature and you're suffering for it. And the same thing in a committed relationship, it can serve the same function. And that's what I've been learning a lot about recently. And so for years, my favorite description of love has been that love is like the light of the sun. It falls equally on everyone. It's not selective. It's just something that we all are, that happens. And another one of my biggest insights from when I began doing this work was that we are light. That's our very nature. We're light, and light is love. And the name of my channel, Light on Earth, is describing like how we get along on this earth, how we get along as mortal beings, how we get along having to live in duality and reconcile those two things while knowing ourselves, our natures as love and light. How do we do that? And that's what I want to explore with these videos. And so this is the biggest topic that there is, because it is our nature. Love and light and us, it's completely inseparable. And the connection that we have. And it is no coincidence how connected we're all getting technologically. We are all connecting as one. And we need to learn how to get along in real life and in person as well. And we have all these issues coming up where it's so hard to balance time spent with technology and time spent in person with one another. We have all these questions coming up like this. And so I want to tell you that you first start with the basis of loving everyone and learn to love everyone. And so the way that you do this is you challenge yourself. And when you see somebody who's really difficult to love, a homeless person who puts you on edge, makes you feel a little bit unsafe, someone who you just is in your way, who you wish it would just be a lot more convenient for you if they just never existed. Learn to love them, learn to see yourself in them, learn to see the essence of what they are. And one common thing that we do sometimes is we learn to love animals, or we learn to love nature, and we let the ego and other people turn us off from one another. And so if you're like myself, I went through a huge hermit stage where it was animals and nature, and people aren't worth connecting with. They bring out the worst in me. And the reason that they brought out the worst in me, because that's what needed to come out for me to truly feel at peace. And I could never truly be one with nature, truly love even my dog without learning to love other people. I could never learn to love myself. I could never know myself as what I am without learning to love other people. And so it's a lot. It's really, really a lot. So you go from this basis of knowing that you're God, of knowing yourself as love. And then you have to come back and you have to live your life, and you have to realize that you have to be selective. And I got into a discussion with somebody today about, I guess he was vegetarian or vegan. And I'm not. I've really wanted to be, but I've never been able to let it work out for myself. I've ended up with stomach issues, and in order to have a healthy diet and have enough food available to eat, I ended up eating a lot of meat still, even though I wanted to be vegetarian. I wanted to see myself in that light. And so I thought that he was being pretty militant about being vegetarian. So I went in and I started saying, well, am I an evil person because I feed my dog meat and I love my dog? So I'm choosing my dog over the animals that are being killed to sustain him. And so the conversation went along. And in the end, I ended up thanking the guy profusely because I just had this insight. And he said that he was saying that animals suffer. When you kill animals, they suffer, but plants do not suffer. And so I told him, I'm like, well, I haven't watered my Easter lily. Like, I just noticed that its leaves are drying up and I haven't watered it, and I'm pretty sure I can feel suffering coming from that plant. And I feel guilt about not taking care of it. And so the connection between me and my Easter lily is broken. It's not a clear love connection anymore. So I told him I'd be back and I'd go water my Easter lily. So I went and I watered my Easter lily, and at the same time I realized I was hungry and I hadn't eaten any veggies that day. So I got a can of green beans and I microwaved them and put some butter on them, grass-fed, because I'm not vegan. And I realized that I was going to consume those green beans, but I wasn't going to eat the Easter lily because the Easter lily is poison. And if I ate my Easter lily, it would kill me. So I love my dog. I also love cows. I also feed my dog cows. And I also eat cows. I love my Easter lily. I love green beans. I eat green beans, but I don't eat the Easter lily. And so when you love everything, it doesn't mean that everything is not off limits. There are things that are off limits. And you have to know what's an Easter lily, what looks really beautiful, what smells intoxicating, but will kill you if you eat it. We can love everything. We can't love a partner and we can't love a spouse without loving everybody first. No one person can ever fulfill you, even yourself. That's why you can't be a hermit. You can't be alone forever, because you need other people to reflect you. You need other people to feel whole. And so often we go into relationships and we see this person as worthy for us, and we see them as able, having the things that we really need and having the things that can fulfill us. But it's an illusion. They can't. We need everyone to fulfill us. We need to be able to have friendships with everyone. We need to have deep relationships with everyone. And then we can go to our partner and we can go to them from a place of true love and not a place of needing them to be something that they can never be for us. And so learn, first and foremost, to love yourself and love the world as a connected light energy, non-existence, beautiful colors that all meld into one, beautiful existence, beautiful nothingness, beautiful separation. Learn to love it all. Learn to love it. Learn to love the homeless man on the streets. Learn to love the hideous. Learn to love the ugly. You don't have to bring it into your home. You don't have to focus on it. You can see somebody who's a threat to you and you can stay away from them, but you can still extend love to them. And life gives us opportunities and it gives us ways we can extend our love, and it shows us the appropriate ways that we can love one another. And it's really important to listen to that intuition and listen to that wisdom. And it comes beyond the ego. It comes beyond our wants and ourselves. The ego, the devil within us, is always saying, look at this over here. This is better than what you have. And it can only talk to us. It can only whisper in our ear when we feel a lack, when we truly believe that what we have right now is lacking in some way. And so love is fulfillment, and love is the present moment, and knowing that you are whole and feeling the expansion of yourself. And just the person who's looking out at this video right now is so much more. And I can focus, but I'm not focused at the same time. I need to learn how to do both. And that's what we all have to do. And we all have to be here for one another and forgive one another when we forget. And when the ego comes creeping back in and it wants more than it has, it wants more than it should, because it doesn't know itself as everything already. That's all for today. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please like, share this video, and leave me a comment if you have any questions, have any topics you want me to consider. I'd love to hear topic suggestions. I'm going back to making more practical content again, as I said in the past video, and I would love to hear from you. I love you guys. Bye.